This video is one out of 2 parts, as the events taking place in Indonesia are too descriptive and horrific to be shown in a single video. Video discretion is advised, as some viewers may find this video disturbing, containing some graphical images. This video is not for the faint-hearted. In Javanese, Lawang Sewu means 1,000 doors. That gets its name from the design of the building itself, having a height of 3 stories. This place is Indonesia's most haunted place that ranks itself among the top 20 most haunted places in the world. And like most haunted places, Lawang Sewu is haunted by its gruesome past, typically from World War II, when it was used to hold prisoners of war, and by those who died during the Battle of Samarang. Shortly after Indonesia claimed independence, the Battle of Samarang took place on October 15, 1945, a 5-day battle between the AMKA, Angkatan Muda Kereta Api, and the Japanese military police and strike force that was entirely blood and gore. From tortures to beheadings took place. Indonesians believe that the place is haunted by the soldiers who lost their lives in battle, as decapitated soldiers, shadow figures, creatures dressed in white, moaning, screaming, and more claims have been made. This video surfaced the web a few years ago from a famous local paranormal investigative team. Comment your thoughts below.
Mas, tolong mas. Mas. Allah, Allah.
There's a possibility that this video was fake. Even though the team who took the video claimed it's true, I'm very skeptical when it comes to this kind of videos. The first thing I noticed was the poor video quality that makes it really hard to tell if it was real or faked. But then again, this video was posted back in the early 2000s. The sound was really eerie and didn't sound like it was edited. But there is a possibility that was just inaccurate. What really took me by surprise was when she disappeared. It was almost as though she faded away rather than walking off screen. This event gave me goosebumps. In 1998, Indonesia's infamous and most shocking tragedy took place in Jakarta, with a death toll of 10,000 people. Riots broke across certain parts of Indonesia, causing mass violence, destruction, and civil unrest. At this time in Jakarta, hundreds of people flooded a local 4-story shopping center, with some wanting to cause violence, rape, looting goods, rituals, and more. It was a mass free-for-all, an apocalyptic event at the time. People all over the area joined the looting, with fights, gunshots, with over 400 people crowding the mall, until a fire was set anonymously. The fire ended up trapping these people, burning 288 people alive and more severely injured. This incident was the worst incident among the other events that took place in Jakarta at the time. It was reported that the only thing that started the horrific event at the mall was that of a group of schoolboys throwing rocks at each other. Today, a new mall was built over the side called Klender Mall, and people believe that this mall is cursed from the souls that perished in the past. Stories add up from phantom passengers hitching rides at night, a phantom bus that just disappears, strange noises of tables crashing, glass breaking, sweeping, movement of objects, sights of charred fingers in the alleyways, kids' toes appearing on floors, and more. And to think that the cause of such an infamously historical event occurred from the fight among schoolboys. An odd house built in the 1980s known to locals as the Octopus House. I can't possibly think of a reason why I would put a giant octopus on my house, unless I was looking to create some sort of theme park or a playground of some sort. But the octopus house was rather a demonic playground indeed. The number 6 is scattered across the house in different patterns, symbolizing the number associated with the devil, 666. People have reason to believe that the house was more of a church used to worship the devil and less of a house. In order for one to become a member, their blood is needed as an offering, using a long needle to excrete the blood. Rumors have spread of infant sacrifices, while others accuse it of occult-related sex rituals that take place. The owner denies all accusations and says the house represents his lifelong journey. Sounds sketchy in my opinion, and relatively odd to a place with such structures that surrounds a house. Tell me what you think. Located on the eastern shore of Lake Batur, the Trunyan village is known across Indonesia for its peculiar methods of burying the dead. I know. The villagers are also known as the Bali Aga people, who believe in burying their dead openly and above the ground, simply covering the bodies with cloth and bamboo canopies while left to decompose. The villagers believe that the smell of these bodies is actually absorbed by a nearby tree called the banyan tree, and that provides some sort of a fragrant smell. Once the bodies have fully decomposed, their skulls are placed on a stone altar at a sacred place located elsewhere. These skulls are stacked and the bones are laid on this altar. However, only the deceased whom are married are allowed to have this sort of treatment. Those who are actually unmarried at the time of death are buried at the cemetery. The bodies take between 1 to 10 months to decompose, depending on the season. During the rainy seasons, it can take only up to 1 month. I have no haunting stories about this place, since the method of burial itself poses as something indescribable and eerie. The Ghost Palace Hotel has been abandoned for over 20 years. Several stories tell the haunting tales of this place, but the most common one is of it being haunted by the developer of the building. The developer was known to be corrupt in his business practices that brought a curse, causing him to go bankrupt. While the other story goes that the site had actually been fully built and that the eerie hotel was filled with guests, when on a single night, everyone just vanished and the entire hotel became a ghost town. Since there's no real say which story is true, I'll tell you what I think. The hotel looked like it was completed since all the architecture was laid accordingly. So I'd say the second story seems more plausible. But then again, the question is, why would they suddenly disappear? Some people believe in black holes, while others believe in aliens. I think neither. I think if those people really did disappear, it would have to be something related to demons or even cults, gathering up the guests and slaying them or sacrificing them. But then again, it's just what I think. The hauntings of Indonesia don't stop here. This might be the end of the first part out of 2 of the top 10 most haunted places in Indonesia. But to tell you the truth, this is just the beginning. Subscribe and like this video. If you have any haunting tales you or anyone you know has experienced, then comment your story and tell me for a chance to be featured in one of my videos. This is Wise Defies. I'll see you in part 2.